In What's Trending by discussing the reactions trailing the media parley organized by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Wike, on Monday. The minister, who made a surprise appearance at a high-stakes PDP Governors Forum meeting in Abuja on Sunday, reaffirmed his commitment to the People's Democratic Party. Wike advised the party to zone its 2027 presidential ticket to the south and warned against repeating the mistakes of the 2023 elections, where failure to adhere to zoning principles caused internal divisions and defeat. Let's listen in before we take some reactions.
This game, but oh, we will do this. It will not work. Not tomorrow. I say, oh, Wike is telling you that, look, stop this here smartness.
So you don't see your party coming out victorious in 2027 election with the situation on ground now?
When you send president to where? You don't try to send president to the north? No.
Well, Your Excellency, with
yes, I told them. See, the point is selfishness can kill a system. Take for example, if Mr. President runs, for example, and wins, for example, 2027, by 2031, APC will send their presidential ticket to where? To the north. PDP will do what then? Then you come back again and say, no, since APC have brought to the north, let's keep it in the north. I mean, what kind of smartness is that? Nigeria today says the south is occupying the presidency. Why not as a party come out openly now? Our presidential candidate will also come from the south. Now, you don't want to do that. You want to play the same game. You play the 2023. It will backfire. And when it backfires, it's all these people do this, people do that. It will backfire. And I told people, this smartness don't help you. Not tomorrow I say, oh, Wike is telling you that, look, stop this here smartness.
All right, Wike is advising the PDP to stop the smartness. I mean, Sunday was quite a day, wasn't it, Dr. Abati? When we saw that video of, Minister Wike, attending that meeting. And I understand that he was actually invited to that meeting, which really puts our political landscape in some sort of, I don't know what to call it, whether jeopardy or not. But, like I said, we want to discuss some of the reactions from this parley and the fact that, the PDP, Wike has now, re-emerged as a serious stakeholder in the PDP. Let me take this one from Dr. Udo, who wrote, now, 2027 is shaping up exactly the way some of us expected. Wike and his group are once again pushing the southern turn agenda. They plan to front Seyi Makinde for the presidential ticket. But now, I have even more clarity on the likely combination of political moves they may employ. Pushing Makinde alone won't be enough. I anticipate Wike will attempt to outmaneuver Peter Obi, just like he did in 2023. Here is how I think it will play out. Wike will rally his team around Makinde for the PDP presidential ticket, while also reaching out to Peter Obi with an offer. They'll support him in the 2027 elections if Makinde loses the ticket to Atiku. The strategy is to ensure a three-horse race again, allowing Tinubu to emerge as the beneficiary. The PDP governors will present this as part of their so-called southern agenda. It's either Tinubu or Obi, but definitely not a northerner. That is from this particular ex-user. And, people have shared their opinions on what's happening. And I like this tweet from Fashi, who actually detailed, because Wike is saying that the PDP should zone to the south. But let me just pull up this tweet from Fashi. He actually detailed where the zoning has been since 1999 till date. He said, North, Yaradua got 2 years. Buhari got 8 years, and that's a total of 10 years to the north, correct? Mm-hmm. Then to the south, OBJ got 8 years, JEJ got 6 years, Tinubu 4 years, a total of 18 years to the south. So that's an 18 to 10 ratio. And then PDP era, the south got 14 years, and then the north got 2 years. Mm-hmm. Now, APC, north 8 years, south 4 years. His question is, based on the above, which zone and party shortchanged each other? These are the questions, that 18 to 10 ratio. Well, in the meantime, Dr. Abati, before I come to you, Abdullahi Ganduje, the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, has stated that the People's Democratic Party will cease to exist before the end of 2025 due to internal divisions. Ganduje, who stated last week that he sees nothing wrong with Nigeria becoming a one-party system, citing China as an example, asserted that the APC is gaining momentum under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with many political figures defecting to the party. He also dismissed claims made by Sule Lamido, former governor of Jigawa, that the APC will disintegrate and that former PDP members, including him, will return, calling them baseless and illogical. This is from Ganduje to Sule Lamido. But also, last week, Friday, when Ganduje made that statement, Dr. Abati, about the fact that there's nothing wrong with, Nigeria turning into a one-party state, citing China, I'd like for you to address that as well. But also, the big topic is about Wike, emerging again as a strong stakeholder in the PDP.
Well, we just had a conversation this morning with Senator Gabriel Suswan, former governor of Benue State, on this Wike factor, one of the questions we put to him, in the People's Democratic Party. A man who worked against the interests of the party, showed up at the meeting of the party on Sunday. We were told he was invited by the chairman, acting chairman of the party. The same man had a media party, and at that media party, he was saying that, look, the PDP will not stand any chance in 2027 if he does not field a southern candidate. In that regard, I said this morning that he appears to be consistent. That was his position in 2023, which led to his, leading the G5, and also his decision to support the presidential candidate of a rival political party. Now, I see a contradiction here. Now, Minister Wike has been very consistent in saying that he's committed to President Tinubu coming back in 2027 for a second term. Now, how is he going to work on this dictation?
That's the question.
That he's given? If indeed the PDP, which has not found the courage to discipline him or expel him for anti-party activities, chooses a southern presidential candidate, is he going to abandon President Tinubu? So it speaks to the nature of Nigerian politicians.
Yes.
It speaks to the nature of the fact that many of these political parties are actually in disarray. On what basis is Wike again, with his open association with the APC and President Tinubu, would be able to dictate who should be the next presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party? That's a gray area. As for the gentleman who is doing calculations, the North has done 10 years, the South has done 18 years. Again, this is a problem with Nigerian politics.
Politics, yeah.
In other jurisdictions, in the United States, or maybe the UK, to cite the familiar example that Nigerians like to refer to, they don't choose people on the basis of ethnicity or religion or geography. Look, our democracy is not going to move or make serious, far-reaching difference until we get to a stage where there is meritocracy, until people are chosen on the basis of what they can do, what they can achieve, what difference that they can make, not on the basis of whether they come from Ekulobia, or they come from or they come from Kaura Namuda,
right.
Or they come from Jebode, but because they are competent people who can move Nigeria forward. But we're unfortunately still at the level of ethnicity and religion, and that's why we are counting, years spent by the North or South, or as if we are counting beans. As for Dr. Ganduje, well, he says that the the APC, the PDP will disappear. Is he saying that? But the more important thing that he was talking about is not just about saying 2027 is a done deal for APC and President Tinubu. It's his talk about one-party state.
Yes.
Now, I wrote an extended piece today, back page of This Day, in which I interrogated this connection between the factions, which Ganduje is obviously excited and over-enthusiastic about, and also, the possibility of a one-party state. A one-party state is the very antithesis of multi-party democracy. In a one-party state, he's citing the example of China.
Yeah.
In a one-party state, you don't have freedom of expression.
Nope.
You don't have your fundamental human rights. In fact, if you dare express an opinion, you will be crushed.
There's death penalty for corruption.
Whatever. It's a draconian, authoritarian system that you will find. We found in Nazi Germany, in Mussolini's Italy, and also in China, in North Korea, in Cuba. Is that the kind of thing he wants for Nigeria? Where was he when civil society was fighting for the exit of military rule in this country and return to civilian rule? The whole struggle for civilian rule, civilian democracy, was about people having rights, people having the opportunity to make free choice. And here is the chairman of a political party in 2024 calling for a reversal of all those gains. Oh, God. Some of these people.
Dr. Martin is short of words. Oh, God. That's speechless. I mean, really. But you made very, very good points as opposed, and I mean, with regards to this one-party state system. We are a democracy, and that's what we are practicing here. We should not move to a one-party state. Adefemi, before I come to you, still on Minister Wike. Minister Wike also addressed the political crisis in Rivers State, which led to the suspension of Governor Sim Fubara. He said Fubara is now making reconciliatory moves and recently visited him with 2 other governors, APC governors, he said. Wike also claimed that Fubara was misled by some governors before the crisis escalated. Well, let's take a look.
I'm coming. I said the president has called for peace severally. And I cannot sit down and one president has called for peace. He said don't want peace. Yes, he came. He came with 2 governors and 1 other person. Unfortunately, the 2 governors are APC governors, unfortunately. So I will not pursue him. And he said, he wants peace. Fine. I want peace. This is a self-inflicted injury. God has given you this thing. Why not humbly? And don't allow people to push you. They are telling you to act, you're a governor. We know. Nobody is taking the way you're a governor. They say, oh, we can try to control, demand money, this and that, this and that. I'm sure all of you were of that opinion. There's nothing, they have a television called Arise. They push him and push him. Governors came pushing. And where are they now? I think those governors are enjoying their own. Is it not? You don't need to have into that kind of problem.
Governor Wike is Mr. Wike, sorry. He's so special. Yes. Minister Wike. I mean, who amongst you guys pushed Fubara?
I'm innocent here.
Fubara, who did that? Who among you guys? No, I want to know.
Because he called us out by name.
He called
I'm just an innocent bystander.
I mean, Fubara is a grown man who was capable of making his own decisions. Yes. I mean, you can't be pushed that much to actually go and do all of them. But, you know, yesterday we took this story of, Governor Fubara, suspended Governor Fubara, saying that, you know, he may not return to office. I mean, he may not want to go back to office. We didn't fully discuss that as well. Adefemi Akinsoya.
I mean, it's very interesting because, okay, if we start on yesterday's comments, which is what he made here, the conversation we had yesterday was essentially that it seems as though he's trying a different tactic. When he used force to Nagidi, we saw what that gave him. So now he's trying to use peace and, like, you know, a softer tone, and we'll see if that is a situation of, like, oh, well, perhaps that will yield a different outcome. So we don't know. I mean, sometimes when people ask questions in an impromptu manner, they may say something that they might not have intended to. So we don't know as it stands now whether or not Governor Fubara truly does not want to return as governor. I don't actually think that's the case. That being said, going back to what Minister Wike has said, I think that it's a good thing that he says that he is open for peace. I think that we're on the right path there.
All right, fantastic. Did you want to say something before we move to the next story?
Okay. Yes,
really quickly,
you know, it appears that Governor Fubara is beginning to listen to some of the people that have been advising.
Yes.
You recall that, was it last week, we were saying that the president of MOSIAND, that's the Niger Delta, ethnic minorities development group, he was saying that Fubara should call his followers to order and that they should stop fighting.
Yes.
Engineer Edangs Eradiri, former president of the Ijaw Youth National Council, also said a similar thing. That, look, most of these people who are fighting, who are, creating problems, they will not help him. Now, on the basis of that, we have now seen that at the service of some commendation service for Edwin Clark, that was where he made the statement that not everything is so shogbe, and that, people should stop fighting.
Yes.
He's not the one sending them, which is a reflection of him listening to their advice, which is a reflection, a confirmation of the fact that he has been taking steps to seek reconciliation with Abuja, with his godfather that is in Abuja. And it was on that occasion that he says his spirit has left the government house. Well, you made the point that he's an adult.
Yes.
Now, he cannot just be talking like an adult from every direction. If his spirit has left the place, then let him resign. If your spirit has left a particular job, then move on as an adult. Yes. Some of these boys. But in any case, what Minister Wike has now said is that he came to him to come and beg. In the report by Premium Times that I saw, it was reported that, he was led to the minister by Chief Olusegun Oshoba and the governor of Ogun State, Dr. Dapo Abiodun. And it was at that occasion that he knelt down. Lady Olayinka said he prostrated. It's there in the Premium Times report. And so if he has shown that penitence, what Wike is saying would seem to make sense. That it's not just enough to come and prostrate, kneel down, hold legs, and,
There's holding of legs there too.
Yes.
Prostrate and hold.
It was a process now.
6 months suspension. It's easy.
But in any case,
all right.
What the governor said, what the minister said is that the president wants peace.
Yes.
Fubara himself now wants peace.
Correct.
Now let them continue to negotiate and all that. Well, after all this is resolved, we will still come back to the point about how one man, one individual, will say that he's the Lord and Master of a political process, of a democratic process in the state, and that he could dictate to both the people and the governor that they elected.
Well said, well said. At the end of the day, let peace reign. We'll take another story now. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has responded to a viral video showing the founder of Tantita Security Services, Tompolo, allegedly abusing the naira. In the video, Tompolo was seen dancing, reportedly during his 54th birthday celebration in April, while a man sprayed 1,000 naira notes on him. sparking a debate online with some ex-users daring the EFCC to apprehend him. Well, let's take a look at that video before we discuss EFCC's response.
I want McDonald to tell this public backstory. Listen.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. I mean, Naira rain. But I've heard some people, some social media users say that some people during these sort of parties, they buy these, is it fake Naira or, I don't know what they call it, but
yeah, like
dummy
personalized,
Naira.
dummy exactly.
Naira or stuff like. But you know, Nigerians were debating online that how is it that this happened since April, I believe early April, and you know, Tompolo has not been called in. But you know, these EFCC responded to Nigerians on X saying that in a post on X, they shared a screenshot of that video with the caption, "Nobody is above the law. Tompolo will have questions to answer." It's good that the EFCC has responded to this, but let me take the, you know, sort of comments that we saw on X. This is from Street Lawyer, who wrote, "After embarking on a 5-hour journey to cross the high seas to get to his country home, I bet you wouldn't dare tell him he's under arrest. The very last person you'd question is Tompolo. If you call it a challenge, I'll be here to watch your space for years to come. If the federal government couldn't arrest him when he was at war with them and made the Niger Delta unsuitable for government oil activities, who is the EFCC?" And that is sort of the question. Those are the questions that Nigerians were asking. Because this video has been circulating online at Adefemi Akinsoya.
I mean, well, he's asked, the person is being asked, who is the EFCC? The EFCC, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. It's up to them to show who they truly are. Because in such instances like this, while we can all accept that socially the abuse of the Naira is one of the most flouted laws in this country, if you are going to enforce these laws or these protections, then do so across the board. Because I say so, when Iyabo Ojo's daughter got married last month, I believe that she came on social media and said that she was also invited by the EFCC on this same issue. And the scale is completely different. What we are seeing here in this video is not the same we saw at Iyabo Ojo's daughter's wedding. So if she was called in for questioning, I don't think there was any type of severe punishment, but she did release a statement saying that she was unaware that she had broken any laws and, you know, apologize. Then we'll have to see if the EFCC truly are the EFCC they say they are.
Yes, I mean, you know, some Nigerians have said, Dr. Abati, you know, that, you know, maybe the EFCC should reconsider this Naira, you know, enforcement policy because it borders on culture and traditions. I mean, we've known that Nigerians love to spray Naira. Even other cultures have adopted our Naira, you know, spraying that we do. You see them spraying dollars and pounds in parties now. But, you know, there's also that question as to who are the people that the EFCC would arrest and who are the people that they would not arrest.
Okay, I'll answer those questions. One, the EFCC is right to say that nobody is above the law.
Yes.
I mean, in this country, in reasonable countries, it's the rule of law that prevails. That's why you have a decent society. Absolutely. Without the rule of law, all of us will be living in a jungle, in an animal kingdom. Even animals have some codes.
Yes.
So the point about the rule of law is valid. Now, talking about the law, Section 21 sub 3 of the CBN Act of 2007 criminalizes the idea of abusing the Naira. You cannot squeeze it, you cannot step on it, you cannot spray it, you cannot treat it because it's a symbol of our national sovereignty. So the law that they can invoke is that Section 21 sub 3 of the CBN Act of 2007. Now, 3, the EFCC has been arresting a number of people or interrogating them on this. You have the Okoya brothers, You have the Iyabo Ojo, Miss Iyabo Ojo, first priest, you know, who had a wedding for her daughter. You have E-Money. You have E-Money.
Yes.
And then you have the famous case of Bobrisky.
That's
Idris Okuneye, who, you know, allegedly, emphasis on allegedly, spent 6 months in prison for the same offense. And the EFCC has been, you know, campaigning that nobody should spray money. Now, in Tompolo's case, General Tompolo was having his birthday, and that was the celebration that was shown in his home in Baramatu Kingdom. And then we had this, I mean, the Naira rain, as you call it, or whether it is some kind of thing, I don't know. But, of course, this looks like an abuse of the Naira. But the issue is it Tompolo that was spraying the money? Is it Tompolo that was abusing the money? Because there's something in law, which they say that criminal responsibility is personal. You cannot go and arrest somebody, Mr. X, for an offense committed by Mr. Y, which was the question you raised.
Yes.
That how do we identify people? But in this country, there has been abuse of you know, criminal responsibility.
Yes.
It's called substitutional address. And it has been established, Section 7 of ACJA 2015, Akman versus State, Odogu versus State, ACB versus Okonkwo, that you can only arrest the man who has committed the offense. You cannot go and pick somebody's daughter or somebody's husband because the wife has done something else. I think that's the gray area there.
Yes, that is it. All right. Shall we take our good news report now? Trying to highlight this for a couple of days now, but you know, good news is good news. We'll take our good news report now, highlighting the newly launched digital e-visa system and automated landing and exit cards by the Nigerian Immigration Service. Well, this is great news. The new digital e-visa system enables travelers to apply online and receive e-visas and QR codes in under 48 hours, making entry into the country faster and more convenient. Well, according to the Nigerian Immigration Service, manual forms are also gone. All inbound passengers, except Nigerians, must fill out landing cards online before boarding, while outbound travelers complete exit cards before departure. The reforms aim to simplify travel for tourists and business visitors. There's more. Let's listen to this.
Traveling to Nigeria for May 1st, stop what you're doing. Nigeria just changed the entire visa game. And if you missed this, you could be banned for life. According to this circular, starting the 1st of May, Nigeria has officially launched an all-new e-visa system. What does that mean? 1, no more visa on arrival. 2, applications are now 100% online. 3, processing time, just 48 hours or less. And they've even got 13 different visa types. Check them out at evisa.immigration.gov.ng. But note this, once approved, a visa isn't extendable anymore. So don't mess up your travel dates. I should also share that Nigeria is implementing penalties for overstaying your visa. Overstay by 1 day and you'll be paying $15 at the top there per day. Overstay by 3 months and you still pay that $15 and you get a 5-year entry ban. And if you overstay by over a year, you would be banned for life. You should also note that those old, physical landing and exit cards that you have to fill out when you arrive or leave Nigeria are now completely phased out and everything is now online. So now you must fill a digital online card before you board your flight. Leaving Nigeria, you also need to complete an exit form online. Nigeria isn't joking in 2025. Tag someone traveling soon and share this with them. It might just save them hundreds of dollars or a lifetime ban.
Nigeria isn't joking in 2025. I thought this was such a great news. Good for the Immigration Service. Kudos to them. I mean, when you come now to the airport, you just go through those e-gates. easy, seamless process.
Definitely.
But also in Lagos. Let's now highlight a free transportation program for students and the